The people have chosen a diverse group of parties to lead them. Our people have elected this government intentionally so that no single political party can abuse the power in our city ever again. They've done so because their lived experience of suffering requires something different from what happened before. The fact that our government is required to engage and collaborate with different parties to find solutions to our residents' many challenges is making our government even stronger. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our coalition partners and the EFF for the role that they've played and they continue to play in saving this city and country. Because a Johannesburg that works is a South Africa that works. History is going to be made today in this chamber. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to deliver to the residents of our city, perhaps for the first time, the true state of our city. Because we must take our residents into our confidence and be honest about the current state of our city. Because, like so many things in life, change has to start with an honest assessment of the state of affairs. This is required so that we can roll up our collective sleeves and get to the work of creating a better Johannesburg, knowing the true magnitude of the task ahead. Government has to be in tune with the people that they serve. Too many of our residents remain without the dignity of work. Johannesburg today has 862,000 unemployed people with an unemployment rate at over 30%. The youth of the city are the greatest casualties of this crisis, facing an unemployment rate of over 50%. By accepting and continuing with the project of 1.6% economic growth rate for our city, we will not be able to reverse the high rate of unemployment facing our youth. Our infrastructure is crumbling. Neglect to prioritize maintenance and repairs of the city's infrastructure has produced a 10-year, 170 billion rands unfunded gap on capital infrastructure. It sits under our roads and pavements, out of sight and out of mind, and not a priority historically. The lights are starting to go out as some of our 60-year-old overloaded electricity substations, part of a 69 billion rands backlog. Water losses have reached 31%, and there are currently 371 leaks per kilometers of water pipes in our city. Our roads have reported repairs and maintenance backlog exceeding a staggering 5 billion rands. We have inherited the housing backlog conservatively estimated at 300,000 units, an average delivery of only 3,500 housing units per year. Putting aside the impact of migration into our city, it would take a century to resolve the current housing backlog alone. It is very clear that the existing state of affairs is simply unsustainable. Soon after taking office, I met with senior administration and political leadership of the city, and we developed a 10-point plan to guide us on this important journey. Much progress has been made, and today I'm pleased to report to you where we stand on these matters. The first part of the plan is to ensure that the entire city embraces the environment of a new coalition government. This is necessary to help us move forward with speed and ensure that every employee of the city has respect for the electorate's wishes. From our own interaction with employees and officials, it has become clear to me that vast majority understand and embrace our residents' demand for change. The second part of the plan is to run a responsive and pro-poor government with a focus on redress. I have stated on numerous occasions that this administration is unapologetically pro-poor. Too many of our residents remain without the dignity of work and incapable of supporting themselves and their families. Spatial and income inequality continue to define the city's landscape, with poor communities suffering from inadequate service delivery in comparison to their more affluent counterparts. We cannot build the city we also deeply desire when so many of our people can only look from a distance as prosperity, reaching out and being unable to access it. Addressing this is a non-negotiable that our entire city depends on. It is a project that every resident, the haves and the have-nots, must join hands with government to work together to achieve. At the time of announcing our 10-point plan, I committed that when we determine our budget for the 2017-2018 financial year, it will focus on the most deprived in our city. Today, I'm pleased to announce that our 2017-18 proposed budget, we aim to ensure that a minimum of 60% of the city's capital expenditure is directed towards projects in traditionally poor and underserviced communities.
For a more detailed report and analysis on the proposed 10-point plan, do join us tomorrow.